Hi there, it's Mark here, and as promised I'm continuing on with the Four Agreements, the book that was written by Don Miguel Ruiz. And if you remember, the first agreement was to be impeccable with your word. The second agreement was to not take things personally. And the third agreement, of which I'm going to talk about today, was I've forgotten, to not make assumptions. So what does that mean? Well, when we make assumptions, what actually happens is that first of all, we go into our thinking stuff about life, and quite often we get it wrong, because we look at an outer situation, and the mind, wanting to understand everything all the time, immediately puts what we see into a box, and we go, it must mean this. Now we drive ourselves crazy with assumptions because we might make a situation become way more negative than it actually is, or we might make something way more positive than it actually is, and so we're ending up with great expectations. But making assumptions ends up with sadness within us, or it ends up with a feeling, with problems, with sadness, with fear. It just does us no benefit at all. So the way to stop making assumptions is to bring your attention first and foremost to this moment. Because when I'm in the moment, I can't be in my thinking stuff. So there's two places I can be: in my thoughts, have my attention I should say, in my thoughts, or here in this moment. Now, the truth will set me free. So what does that mean? The truth means that wherever I find myself, in whichever moment I find myself, then if I bring my attention in alignment with where my body is, which is in the moment, body's always in the moment, then I'm free. If I can drop into acceptance of the moment I find myself in, I'm free. Why? Because this moment is perfect as it is. How could it not be? You might not like it, but it's perfect as it is, because it is the way it is. So if I bring myself here, so for example, right now I'm in this particular room, my feet are on the floor, my feet are slightly cold, the air conditioning is on, I can feel the sofa that I'm sitting on. I've had some peppermint tea, so I can taste that. I have that sensation of taste in my mouth. I can feel the temperature within me. I can feel the temperature on my skin. I can hear myself speaking, and I can hear the other sounds, motorbike outside, and also I can also experience my energy processing system, what it feels like to be me within this body right now. If I drop into this acceptance, I should say, of this moment, and let it be exactly as it is, then I'm free. I'm free from the mental chatter and the madness that goes on up here. And I'm free from making assumptions, because if you look at the word assume, A-S-S-U-M-E, if I use that to help me, when I assume, I make an ass, A-S-S, out of you and me, U-M-E. That's just a little tip to help you bring yourself from making assumptions and basically needing to tell yourself, when you find yourself in thinking it might be this, it might be that, it must be this, I know it must be that, I know what he's like and I know what she's like, and putting everything together and getting the wrong answer. When you see that you're doing that, just simply come back, talk to yourself and say, actually, I don't know that's true. So let's go to what I do know. And what I do know is this moment. This moment is, I cannot escape it. And this is where my freedom is. So if I come back here, I'm free. And then when I do know, the truth is that I will know. And then there'll be no need to make an assumption. So assumptions get me into trouble, basically. So, as with the other two agreements, I picked a tarot card to see what an association might be from the tarot to this particular agreement. And the tarot card that I picked for this agreement was the Four of Cups. And the symbol of the Four of Cups, you see a man resting against a tree, and there are three beautiful cups in front of him, and one cup that's floating in like a thought bubble up by his head. And the symbol is, it's such a powerful symbol to show the modern world, actually, because what he's doing is he's thinking about the one cup that he hasn't got and not being able to see the three cups that he has got. And as I said, this is a symbol of the modern world because everybody's rushing and believing that if only I had, then I'd be happy. And when I meet, and then I'll be happy. And when I make, and when I achieve, and when I accomplish, and when I purchase, and when I have this, then I'll be happy. But you see, this is a pattern of behavior, or let's look at it as an energy form within us. So it doesn't matter what the consequential result is, whatever you achieve or attain, it's irrelevant if that pattern, if that energy is still flowing within you, because you'll never be satisfied, not ever. So the real meaning of this symbol is that of a lack of contentment or sadness. And of course the antidote is to develop the attitude of gratitude, to look at what I actually do have. Now, there are many things to look at to appreciate life. Your life is full of things for you to appreciate if you were to look that way, if you were to focus that way. But just to start with, look at the miracle that you are. The fact that you are looking at this video, that you can hear this video. I mean, what is that about? Sight in itself. That you have consciousness, that you can consciously look at something and have thought about it and hear things. I mean, look, I can't stop moving my hands when I speak, but as I move my hands like this, it's way faster than thought. I don't think right hand move up and turn to the right slightly, and at the same time fingers move like this. No, it's way faster than that. It's way beyond what I think I am, which is what, I operate from a conscious place, from my thoughts. But I do this. I know I'm doing it. I'm absolutely in control of this. But how am I doing it? I mean, what part of me is able to do this? It's absolutely miraculous that I can do this. It's an incredible miracle, way faster, as I said, than the thought about it. But I'm in absolute control of it. So you are a miracle. You really are. That is not an understatement in any form or fashion. You are an incredible miracle. That you are alive is an incredible miracle and mystery. Just that is enough to give you years and years of gratitude. The fact that you can be alive, that you breathe, that you are conscious. Wow, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The greatest mystery and the greatest miracle. And so, changing your thought form and your focus to that place where you're looking at how incredible life is, it brings you out of this mad place where you go into sadness and desperation because it's not the way your mind tells you it should be, which is also where assumptions related to this symbol, the Four of Cups. So you can see that both with assumptions and with the symbol of the Four of Cups, we end up with a sadness or a lack of contentment. And as I said, the antidote is to come here, is to keep coming back 1,000 times a day. Come back, come back, come back, because this is where you are. You're always here in this moment. And up until now, it's always been okay. Whether you liked it or not, you survived, you're okay. And you always will until it's the time to leave the body. There's nothing to worry about. And assumptions certainly won't help you. So on that note, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a fantastic moment. And I look forward to talking to you again next time. Until then,